You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Chris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
But let's go. Welcome to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. This is episode 22 in the building. I'm your host, Christian_CFS. And dang, he missed the catch. Just so y'all know, we are watching we not watching. He watching. We know we got fantasy going on. And the Bills and then Bengals is actually playing on right now. So
it's a big game.
if you see him do anything crazy, it's because he got Jamar Chase, y'all. But here's your co-host, Mr. K Camp. How you doing?
What up, my good people? Shalom, my Kim to my good people, and shalom, my Kim to my bad people. May all you bad people become good. What's up? Week 9? Yeah, week 9.
Week 9 this week, but week 10 coming up. So
episode
22.
Double deuce on them.
Yeah, Deuce Club. Man, how's your week been, man?
It's been good. It wasn't too bad. I had my son's last soccer game today, actually. So they lost today, and he didn't score. I'm upset. They lost 2-0. But other than that, the week has been pretty good. What about yours? Oh, you can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you now.
Oh no! I keep getting it now.
Yeah, at first I couldn't. Yeah, man, we having technical difficulties over here, man. But
he's got his son's gaming mic or some gaming headphones. I don't know what's going on.
Man, these these things work perfectly good. But one thing I do want to shout out to all the people that served, because up in the NFL, this is November, it's for like Military Appreciation Month. So wearing my fatigue hat, celebrating the people that actually served for us. I'm thankful. And the co-host actually served too as well. So I'd to say thank you for your services.
Appreciate it. You're very welcome. Veteran here. Most definitely.
All right, man. But let's go on and get into it. Yes, we are in the CGP news. So one of the news that I want to talk about is I want to give a big shout out to Joshua Dobbs for getting that daggone big victory against the Falcons.
That's a big victory.
The dude just got traded on Tuesday, and he was able to he was the backup, y'all.
Backup. The starter Hall got a concussion.
Well, technically, we already knew he was going to be a starter eventually because they wouldn't have traded. But, hey, man, his blessings came early, and he was the first Viking to ever get a victory on his first career start, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And he started rough today because I was watching that game because I'm owner of Bijan 2 League, so I'm watching every Falcon game. And oh my goodness, he had a safety. I think he didn't have a pick six, but he had another interception. He had the first half. He was terrible. The Falcons, oh my God, the Falcons. Arthur Smith, man, I got something I can say about the Falcons right now. But okay, in the news, Joshua Dobbs. Shout out to Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, man, I got to shout out to him. Got to give him a big time shout out.
That was a big game. Big shout out. Yes. What else we got? We got who we got? Daniel Jones, possible ACL tear.
Yes.
Even though
But
he's garbage anyway. But yeah, go ahead.
it's going to be interesting seeing what's going to happen with the Giants now. So what would you
I
do if the
mean,
Giants
just
ended up losing out? Like if they did suck, like what you going to do?
so I think they're stuck with Daniel Jones. They need an offensive lineman. There's some pretty good ones early top end of the draft. You
Are you
just
really?
you paid him. I mean, I don't know if you can get out a $40 million contract. I don't know if you can. If especially if he towards ACL, nobody wants him if he towards ACL, right? Because they know
Nah.
he ain't gonna be ready. He ain't gonna be Joe. He's not gonna pull a Joe Burrow, is he? And be ready for week 1.
Nah.
I don't think so. I don't know. He could be. I don't know. But if no, you got to go offensive tackle. You got to go lineman. You got if they're top 3, maybe they can trade back, get an extra pick, don't get a quarterback, maybe get an offensive lineman and get something else. I don't know.
Why don't they just stay at 3 and get Marvin Harrison Jones Jr.? Even though that would be a sorry place to go, but they need a number 1.
I think they need more than that, though. Damn, he hurt his back. Damn, Jamar got someone on his back. I think they need more. I think they need their offensive line is terrible. They need a quarterback. You're right. They also do need a number 1 wide receiver. They need a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They need a lot. And then Daniel Jones tearing his ACL, so you lost all type of trade value for him.
I don't think he even had any trade value.
Yes, if he had any. And then I don't know. I don't know what you do, Christian. If I'm a Giants GM, I don't know what I do. To be honest.
Man, you want to know now? We are not happy that he actually got hurt.
No, we're not.
But I bet you there's some other Cowboys fans, Eagle fans, Commander fans out there probably laughing, saying, the daggone GM, you big dummy, for daggone paying him all that money.
Yeah, I've been saying it since the beginning. You overpaid him. You should have paid. You should have paid Saquon. Give him that JT contract. Could have kept him moving.
I'd have put him on the daggone what's the name, to be honest with you.
The tag. I'd have put Daniel Jones on the tag. Yeah.
Yep.
You tagged the quarterback because he's not it. I mean, everybody's going off that game he played against the Vikings, the playoff game. That's cool. He had okay. But he had 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's not impressive to me. So, it's on them. So deal with it. What else is in the news today? Who else got hurt? I feel like somebody else got hurt. No, I know that he had a concussion. He got carted off. Any other thing that's big? I'm trying to think.
Wasn't there? Somebody got concussed. Was it on a Thursday night game? Trayvon Burke. Trayvon Burke got concussed.
Treylon Burks did get. I feel bad for the kid, man. He was having a good training camp too, and then what happened in training camp, and then he hadn't showed up all season. Then in week 9, concussion. Yeah, I feel bad for the kid. I'm trying to think what else. Somebody else got concussed. The wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. He was concussed. He got carted off. Other than that, I think that's it. I'm looking at my phone to see if I see anything on my phone. But I think that's it as far as big injury news.
Okay. In the next segment, we are going to discuss. Oh yes, I had to get Homer Simpson out there, everybody. I had to get him. He's just for the people that are not able to see it right now, they're gonna listen to the audio first. We got Homer Simpson in his daggone living room thinking about Joe Mixon. And y'all might wonder, why is he thinking about Joe Mixon? You got to stay tuned. Got something good for you. Got something good for y'all. We are going to talk about 10 players that you should be buying low that's going to help you get that championship in the playoffs. And I'm talking about, like, we've been talking about some of these players over and over again, but we're going to bring them back to light once again. But right now, one of the guys who you should be going after and trying to get them on your team is Mr. Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. I agree. He's you should buy low on him. No overspend on him. Try not to overspend on him if he's on a contract next year, especially if it's a big contract next year. This is just for this year. I would buy low on Joe Mixon if you can. He's the only runner they got. He's inefficient. He's not really that productive, but his usage is high. So you just kind of just got to ride that wave for this year. You know, if you can get him for like a second round pick, I would do it, especially if you're trying to win a championship and you're a contender. Because he's just the usage alone. I think he had a touchdown today. Maybe he didn't have a touchdown today, but he's just getting all the usage for the Cincinnati Bengals as far as running back position. So you got to ride him, especially if you can get him for the low.
Okay. So what would you give up just to actually acquire him? Give me an example.
Like I said, I'll take a second round pick for him. If I will give up a second round pick for Joe Mixon. If I'm not having him signed to a contract next year, like he just caught a screen pass for like 6 yards. You know, if his contract isn't big if his contract isn't big next year, let's say if I'm 8-1 and I'm thinking my first round pick might be 112, 111, 112, I might give a first for him if he's not under contract next year. Hey, Jamar Chase got a heating pad on his back. He hurt his back. God damn it. If I'm paying him next year, second round pick, third round pick, I might give him 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds. I'll try not to give a first though if I can. Try not to.
Okay. So you wouldn't try to give up a first?
Not like, of course not. Why would I? No. I said buy low. Got buy low on him.
All right, I feel you. Hey, just over here trying to see if the cake is right, if the icing is right, man. What you got to do just to add them sprinkles to it.
That's it. Throw 2 seconds in the third. Try not to give it first if you can do it. You know me. I covet my first round picks. I covet them. Yeah. So.
Yes, you do. Me, I throw them things away like
nah. Don't let him fool y'all. Don't let him fool y'all. He's slick stingy too on his first round picks. Don't let him fool y'all.
I throw them things out too. Like you throwing them ones out
on his first round picks. He like his first round picks too. Trust.
That is true. I do like my first round picks, but when I feel like I can take it all, then I'm just gonna give them up real quick.
And I guarantee you, come this March, he's gonna be ready to get some more.
I'm about to have a lot more. I'm offloaded about half my team.
Yes,
but let me go on and get to my buy low candidates. This is the guy I've been talking to y'all. I've been telling y'all over and over again for like the past 2-3 weeks now, and trying and doing your best just to get Ramondre Stevenson.
He finally showed up today.
But with him showing up, see, that's why I was trying to tell y'all to get him before he showed up. So now the price might go up just a little bit higher.
It might.
But the thing about it is, and the reason why I said y'all should get him is this dude has over the past, over the past 3 weeks, he has only had 4 double digits, not including this week, fantasy points.
Wow.
And
that's it.
Only 4 double digits. And that was week 1 against Philadelphia. And that only reason why he got that is because he had the 6 targets. And then we are talking about PPR leagues, just so people understand. He had the 6 targets for 64 yards. But then on top of that, in the next game, it's Miami as well. So it's a run and gun type offense. So they're going to have to throw the ball. He ended up scoring a touchdown in that game, which got him to the 15 points. But if you take away that touchdown, he only really had 9 points. So, and then if you take away those 12 targets right there, those 6 targets up in week 1, and with the 64 yards, he only had 2.4 points or 2.5 points. But Do not let that fool you or anything like that. Just like I said before, get Ramondre Stevenson. And if, depending on where you are, if you're a contender and you know your team and you just need just a flex guy just in case one of your starters gets hurt,
I agree with that.
I wouldn't mind giving up a late round first for Ramondre Stevenson.
Ooh, a late first.
A late first, which means that you will be drafting that pick 111 and 112. And I'd rather have a daggone championship than draft a pick 111 or 112.
I agree with that.
That's just me personally. And also up on top of that, he has a nice schedule in the playoffs.
Oh, does he coming up?
He has Kansas City in the wildcard round. So hopefully you get that bye. If you're a contender, you should get that bye. But then he follows it up with the Denver Broncos. And then he also has the Buffalo Bills. So the Denver Broncos, so has Kansas City Chiefs wildcard weekend. In the divisional round, he has the Denver Broncos, and then he had the Buffalo Bills. So do what you got to do. Just go and get Ramondre Stevenson and thank me later.
He showed up today.
In the next buy low player, we have David Montgomery.
Okay, so David Montgomery was my buy low on now. So he should be able to buy low on him now because everybody think he's hurt. I think he's hurt. He is hurt. Let me be clear. It's a cartilage injury. Jahmyr Gibbs just went off. Right. When he first got hurt, I have him in one of my leagues. I was predicting that. I was like, okay. I looked at the future weeks. I was like, I think he had 2 weeks. Then he had a bye week. I was like, okay. So hopefully he'll be good after this bye, which is this week 9. So provided that he comes back week 10, I think he will. Because if I'm understanding correctly, the cartilage is more of a pain issue. How much pain can you take, right? So as of right now, he'll have 3 weeks of rest. I'm hoping that's enough to get him back on the field. When he was on the field, he was hella productive for the Detroit Lions. Also, Dan Campbell, that's Dan Campbell's guy. Dan Campbell likes David Montgomery. They only bring Jahmyr Gibbs in as a change of pace, and I found that out. That's to your favorite author, one of our other who comes on to help us out, co-host. He was high on Jahmyr Gibbs. I was like, bro, he was real down on David Montgomery. I was like, don't sleep on David Montgomery. I predicted him to give me 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. He was on track for that till he got hurt. He still hit it, but he was on track for that till he got hurt. So long story short, buy low on David Montgomery right now. I'm predicting that he comes back week 11, fingers crossed, and then he can ride us out for the rest of the year. That's week 10 through 17 of 8 more weeks. And I think he can win you a championship just like he's done before in the past.
Okay. So with people trying to acquire David Montgomery, what's the capital now?
I think you can get it for a second too. I think you can get it for a second, maybe a third. You might get it for a third because I think people are high on Jahmyr Gibbs. Like Jahmyr Gibbs just went off. He just had a hell of a week. Now he's gonna probably eat into David Montgomery's carry. I necessarily don't think so. If David Montgomery is healthy, so you could use that Jahmyr Gibbs stat line that he had last week to your advantage and try to get him for the low. Excuse me.
Okay. So what you trying to tell me is that I should have came to Mr. K Camp's trading class 101.
I don't know about all that. I mean, your favorite. He think he's a trade. He probably is the trade king because he trades the most, but don't mean they're all good. But yeah, I mean, right. That's essentially what that is, right? King trade host, I should say. Whole king trade. Anyway, yeah, I mean, kind of my thing. If it worked, yeah. Shit, I think a second round pick, I wouldn't do it first if you can help it. Me, like I said, I cover my first. Try not to give a first, but I think that he will produce for you for the last 8 weeks of the season.
Okay. I like that. And the next person who we think y'all should actually think about and go out there and get is the same person I've been saying over and over again. I'm just, hey man, if it ain't broke,
Don't fix it. I get it.
don't fix it. Hey man,
I'm just not high on him.
Isaiah Pacheco, and the reason you understand the reason why I'm so high on him.
Tell me
So
why.
Isaiah Pacheco, he's not your typical 1-2 runner. He's
Mm-hmm.
more of your flex guy. So he's a guy that you're gonna put in at your flex position that has an upside to be your RB2. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the first thing you got to think about is the one thing that most people are actually thinking about right now is like, okay, what's going on right now? So these are the stats that the New England Patriots, and this is who he plays week 1. If you was to make every single player that we're giving you is we're thinking about the playoffs rounds 15 through 17 that are going to help y'all out when it matters the most. And right now, Isaiah Pacheco's first up in the divisional round, he goes up against the Patriots, and over the last, I'll say the last 4 weeks, the Patriots have given up an average of 25 total fantasy points to running backs.
Oh wow!
In week 8, they gave up 23.5. In week 7, they gave up 24. In week 6, they gave up they only gave up 14.2. But against New Orleans, they gave up 31.7. And then the week before that against Dallas, they gave up 20.2. The Jets, they gave up 17. And against Miami, they gave up 34.7. So keep that in mind. They're giving up an average of 20-something points a game. And that's who Isaiah Pacheco and then the Chiefs would face the wild card round up in the playoffs. So you got to keep that in mind. And then the next team that they face is, I'm talking about, and you got Homer Simpson right now going, burgers, because they go up against those daggone Raiders. And we already know the Raiders are a dysfunctional program right now.
Yes, they are.
Even though they did get a win today.
They did.
They are. So over the past 2 weeks, the Raiders have given, actually the past 3 weeks, the Raiders have given up 37.5 points to the Detroit Lions, which we all saw that on Monday night. They also gave up 40.8 points to the Chicago Bears. And then the New England Patriots, remember how I told y'all, Ramondre Stevenson, they gave up 31.8 points to the New England Patriots. So that is 3 weeks in a row. I didn't see what they did this week, but that is 3 weeks in a row that they gave up over 30-something points to the running backs. So you also got to think about it like this too. Now, by the time the end of the season, most people, they just got that, man, I'm just done. I don't care. But if you are a playoff team and then your team is actually jarring for that number one position, because we already know now there's only one person that actually gets a bye, so everybody's going to be going hard into the very end if you are a player, a competitor team, and we know the Chiefs are that. So do what you got to do. Get Isaiah Pacheco, sort of like what I personally would probably give up, like a high second, late round first, but start off with the second round and like throw in some third, something like that, just to sweeten the deal, just to try to get Isaiah Pacheco. But if you have to give up a late round first, make sure it is picks 111 or like 112 just for him. But if you do not have to give up a first for Isaiah Pacheco, do not do it. Try to sweeten the deal with like 2 seconds or something like that.
Whatever you got to do. But I'm trying to cover them first.
Hey man, that's why I said you got to sweeten the deal or anything like that. So in the next buy low,
I almost had Devonta on mine.
We got Dante Johnson. And I want to hear what you got to say about Dante Johnson, because this dude right here just finally scored a touchdown. So I want to know why he is a buy low candidate, good sir.
He did just finally score a touchdown. He is that number one guy for Pittsburgh. And with Pickens just being so emotional, I think, they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I think that Deontay Johnson will get the target. He's just got his, like I said, just got his first touchdown in 2 years. They get none last year. That's all he did was touchdown, and he'd have been a top 10 wide receiver. But I think he's still the main guy for Pittsburgh. Here's the number one guy, and it may not cost you too much. That's why it's called buy low, because he's not a very big name. But I think he did. But I think he will produce. Even if he didn't score a touchdown the other night, I think he had 22 points. Still would have had 16 points. That's pretty good for a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 / flex. And if you can get buy low on Deontay Johnson, I will buy low on him. I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett, but for some reason he likes Deontay Johnson. So let's buy low on him. Let's get him for. Again, I'm never going to say him first. I'm probably not going to say him first.
He ain't worth the first.
So get oh my good, he fumbled. Get a second round pick, Dalton Kincaid fumble. What are we doing? Second round pick for him, third round pick. Yeah. That's what you buy low. So if you buy low, we ain't giving him no first. Now we can help it. If you need that wide receiver 3, he's a great wide receiver 3, a good wide receiver 2. So, yeah, Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
My bad.
Man, we are going to buy lows right now.
My
guy. Well, not really. I've been trying to get this guy for like past 2 years, and people be stingy up in all the leagues and everything, so I can't never get him. But I ain't no fly eagles fly, but man, the Slim Reaper is a daggone buy low person. I'm talking about a buy low candidate that you have to get. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we already know he got a touchdown, dog. He got a touchdown.
I did know he got a touchdown. I'm gonna see his floor stat. Go ahead.
But that's what I do not like is that he scored today, because that means the past 2 weeks he done did good. So that means his price tag is gonna go up even more. So personally, I'm a fan of Devonta Smith because he is that guy that you don't think about anymore, because you got AJ Brown there, and also when it comes playoff time, he only had 3
catches today.
Yeah, but he got a touchdown though.
Yeah.
People love touchdowns.
I think you're still good though. Go ahead on a buy low though. Go ahead.
But he has Seattle, he has the Giants, and he has the Cardinals. And just like I said again, Devonta Smith is not a wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. He is your flex guy. The guys that I'm giving and the guys that we now, well, it depends on how your team is set up.
So he's not a wide receiver 2?
He's not a wide receiver 2 in my eyes when it's coming to how my team is set up in my leagues.
I understand.
He's a flex guy. But
I traded him out of mine, so yeah.
But if you do not have your wide receiver 1, or if you have a wide receiver 1, but you're looking for that wide receiver 2, he's a good candidate. Mm-hmm. But make sure that you buy low on him, because they have Seattle, the New York Giants, and the Arizona Cardinals on the playoff schedule. We have buy lows again, and we got Mr. Rashee Rice for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Rashee Rice. Sorry, shit came up in my ear. So Rashee Rice, he's obviously the buy low. I think he's more of a future, buy low. Like, he's been consistent. He's been scoring. He scored a touchdown. How many touchdowns has he had this year? Probably 7 touchdowns. I think he's scored. I know he scored touchdowns the last 2 weeks. But I think he's the guy. He's got more touchdowns than that too. I think he's the guy in Kansas City, provided they don't necessarily drive a wide receiver next year, which I don't think they will. I just know I'm out on Sky Moore. Justin Ross is suspended. He got a domestic violence issue. He's done. Marquez, Valdez, Scantling, never. He's a Jag. So Rashee Rice, I think he can be your Juju Smith-Schuster of last year. He had a pretty good year. I think he had like 900 some yards. I'm not sure how many touchdowns he had, but I think Rashee Rice is the guy for Kansas City, and you can buy low on him before he really starts to pop, even though he's had like touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. And again, I'm giving a third or a second. I'm not giving. This is the buy low. This ain't buy high. Buy high, I think is first round pick. So buy low, we giving seconds and thirds if we can.
All right. Okay, Mr. Raji Rice. The next person that we got up on the list is Mr. Chris Olave. And the reason why I'm saying Mr. Chris Olave is because like I said before, man, if y'all ain't seeing it, man, these are the guys that I've been telling you to get since the very beginning that I've been high on during the preseason. And they ain't show out like the way they were supposed to, but they going to show out for you up in the playoffs. So you got to get them with the lowness right now before they end up popping. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you check out, like, Chris Olave started off hot. Like, he had 19 points, 14 points, 18 points. And then he cooled off.
Nice.
He cooled off week 4 and week 5. And that's when you know some of the owners was like, getting shaken or anything like that. So that was a perfect time for you just to buy low on him because he only got 1.4 points. Then in week 5, he ended up getting you 9.2 points. So then he ended up getting double digits again, which was 16.6 and then 12.7 against the Houston Texans and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. And in week 8, he ended up getting you 9.6 points, which, okay. And you're saying like, okay, well, why should I buy low on him? Another reason why you should buy low on him is because also the target share that he's getting with being in New Orleans. Because currently right now he has a total of 77 targets, which is averaging almost is 9.6 targets a game, which is almost 10 targets a game. That's what he's getting you. So he's getting the ball thrown to him. He's just has Derek Carr as his QB.
Derek Carr.
But with him having Derek Carr, you see that Derek Carr is feeding him the ball. In week 1, he had 10 targets, 11 targets, 11. In week 2, he had 11. And then week 3, another 11. In week 4, he only had 6, 5 targets. Then he got bumped up again to 10 targets, 15 targets, and 9 targets. So he's averaging 10 targets a game. So he is going to be able to get you what you need in the playoffs time. So make sure you go out there and you try to get Chris Olave, and this is a future guy. So whenever I'm talking about he's your future he's your future wide receiver 2 that you can get and put up into your offense or your fantasy team. So
he had a tub this week.
Mm-hmm. He sure did.
He had a tub today.
Which stunk because now you might got to pay a little bit extra.
Yeah,
all these people that I'll be talking about on the list, they all did good this week, so you might got to pay a little extra now if you didn't get them ahead of time. So the last buy low candidate here is I had to go to the tight end well, and the reason why I had to go to the tight end well is because
first tight end.
A lot of people don't like tight ends because it's hard to find one. It's hard to find a tight end.
It's so much of a drop off. But yeah,
it is a big drop off. So I had to bring it. And I am talking about Mr. David Njoku. David Njoku.
He had a touchdown today.
He had a touchdown today, but also if you see up in his first 3 weeks was god awful. That was probably the perfect time for you just to buy low. Was the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
there's probably nobody ain't want him. You probably can find him up on your waiver wire right now, or kick somebody like a high third, late second, just to get David Njoku. But in weeks 7, when they played against Indianapolis, and I'm also going up against the games that he played with Deshaun Watson, but it didn't help because Deshaun Watson got concussed in that week. So, but whenever he played with Deshaun Watson, I also got to remember Deshaun Watson loves the tight ends. So David Njoku is a perfect target for you to end up getting. And when it comes to his playoff schedule, because I know everybody wants to know what the playoff schedule is going to end up looking like against him, is the Cleveland Browns have the number 1 playoff schedule. I mean,
toughest, you mean, or easiest? You mean number 1 is in?
Yeah, the number 1, like the number 1 easiest schedule. Well, besides them and the Detroit Lions, they both got 1-1. So they tied. So Just so you know, don't be shocked if you see me trading for some of these guys up in some of the leagues we in. Just so you know. So
I know who you got, David, because I traded David Njoku. I had him.
So you got.
him.
So you have the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Houston Texans, and then in championship week you got the New York Jets.
Ooh.
All three of those are by far easy, winnable games, winnable fantasy points that he should be able to get double digits as long as Deshaun Watson is in at QB. So make sure you get buy low on David Njoku, and then thank us later here on the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. Man, y'all, we are at that next segment, dog, where we are going to the pawn shop. We are trying to sell. I'm talking about sell on these players coming up. I'm talking about selling high, dog. That's what you go to the pawn shop to do, man. You go to the pawn shop just to try to sell as much as men, just trying to get something for these guys. Because right now, they ain't giving you anything. So we're going to kick this thing off, right? And we got Mr. Jordan Addison. You trying to get Mr. Jordan Addison to the pawn shop?
Trying to sell him, but we're going to sell high on him now because he had a hell of a week last week. What I'm not sure what he did today. Did he have a good game today?
I'll look it up for you.
I'm not even sure. Okay. So I would sell high on Jordan Addison right now because we don't know his quarterback situation. They just brought in Josh Dobbs. We don't know what's going to happen next year. We don't know. It's just too many unknowns, right? Is JJ going to come back in next week or whatever, 2 weeks when he's supposed to come back? Like I said again, who's the quarterback next year? What are the Vikings doing? I think the Vikings should just tank and get a quarterback next year. That's what I think. But they're not doing that. For whatever reason, they're not doing that. I would re-sign JJ, tank, get a high quarterback, get some on the O-line, get some on the D-line. Let's go. They're not doing that. So it's just too many unknowns with Jordan Addison. It's not a shot at him per se. I think he's a great number wide receiver 2. It's just after the week he had last week, let's sell high on him. How did he do today?
He had 10.2 points. So he got your double digits. You got your double digits.
What was that line?
He had 5 receptions for 52 yards.
So after last week, I'm selling high on Jordan Addison because I just don't know what is he gonna give me. Not a shot to him. I just don't know. So I was still high on Jordan Addison.
Okay. And I am definitely getting out here and I'm selling high on Mr. DeAndre Hopkins right now. And the reason why I'm selling high up on Mr. DeAndre Hopkins is what he did once Will Levis came in. So Will Levis is going to throw him the ball. But you also got to think about this too. With Will, like 10 times. With Will Levis throwing him the ball, you might be able to get a better wide receiver 2 or flex spot based off of Mr. DeAndre Hopkins throwing him out there and selling high as much as you can on him. Because one, we do not know. The tape is not out up on Will Levis. But once that tape gets out, he's gonna end up looking like Brock Purdy, y'all.
Yep.
And end up losing 3 games up in a row.
Yeah.
Start off hot this year. Just like what they said. What Mike Jones say? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Yeah, everybody wanted Brock Purdy, but now don't nobody want Brock Purdy because that dude is stinking. But we gonna digress. We're gonna go to the next sell high candidates, and we got Mr. George Pickens.
So obviously, if I'm buying low on Deontay Johnson, I'm selling high on George Pickens. Pickens, he is talented. I think he's a bit emotional, but he is a talented guy. A lot of people like George Pickens. and like his 50-50 contested catch balls when he gets the ball. But now that Deontay Johnson is back, I saw Deontay Johnson. He was on IR for 4 weeks, so they kind of boosted up George Pickens. So this was obviously prior to they played Thursday, but I would have sold him prior to Thursday last week. I would have sold high on George Pickens before Deontay Johnson got back, and you saw what the report is with him and Kenny Pickett. So yes, I will sell high on George Pickens. Get as much as you can for him because I'm just not sure what's going on with him. Or, hell, the Pittsburgh Steelers for that matter. So, yeah. Sell high on George Pickens. Scary Terry, huh?
Yeah, I put the sell high on Scary Terry only because of what we've been seeing lately. And we have been seeing a guy who we talked about during the preseason. He's finally coming into action, and he's showing out with Mr. Sam Howell. And that's Mr. Jahan Dotson. And we see right now, Mr. Jahan Dotson is Sam Howell's number one.
He is. Right?
And since he is Mr. Sam Howell's number one, and we do know Scary Terry it's not that he's not a capable wide receiver. He's a great wide receiver 2/wide receiver 3. Only because he can get you that average, those double digits. And that's the one thing that I'm big on when it comes to my philosophy and wide receivers is making sure that they're going to give me those double-digit points. But Mr. Scary Terry, Mr. Sam Howell is loving Mr. Jahan Dotson a lot more than like what you are right now. So, guys, do what you got to do. See if you can sell Mr. Scary Terry for either maybe a late round, second round pick, high second round pick. Get off of him. Try to get shoot, man. Who would you might be able to get like a T. Higgins for him. And just well, not now because Mr. T. Higgins doing good right now.
He's having a game today. Yes,
he's showing off tonight, but before whenever he was hurt. But you might have to sweeten the pot just a little bit just to try to get him. But yeah, you got to sell high up on Terry McLaurin. In the next sell high, we have Mr. Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Calvin just had a big game, right? So he just had I can't remember. He had a pretty good game the other day. So now it's time selling him. He's down to wide receiver 58, if I'm not mistaken. The best player on the Jaguars that you should get in fantasy is Travis Etienne because he's been eating. So I know at the beginning of the season, me and my co-host, we were not high on Calvin Ridley. Week 1, he came out and showed up. We had to eat crow week 1, but since then, we've been right. So we're telling you as of week 9 to sell high on Calvin Ridley. He's just a name. And I honestly think that Christian Kirk is the number one in that offense, number one wide receiver in the offense. I know that Christian Kirk, Trevor Lawrence, and the head coach, Dougie P, they all stay in the same cul-de-sac. So that tells me that him and Christian Kirk are building a rapport that him and Calvin really just not going to have. And Chris Kirk was there last year. So sell high on Calvin really. He's just a name. Sell him if you can.
If you can. And I didn't want to put this guy up. I didn't want to put this guy up on here, but I had to.
Oh, no.
Maybe you might be able to ship this guy off.
Hey, I said at the beginning of the season he's not going to be a wide receiver top 10.
Just for his name, you might be able to get something just because of his name, and that is Mr. Devontae Adams. And we know this year, just like the co-host said, he was talking about he wasn't going to be top 10, and he's definitely not even close to top 10 right now.
He's falling low and low.
And then we're not saying that like he doesn't have the capability, but the QBs that he has are trash.
Garbage.
Jimmy G is trash. You see how trash he was. He got the whole coaching staff fired. But shoot, Devontae Adams last week had 7 targets, but only had 1 reception, dog.
And he should have had a monster game. Should have had a 99-yard touchdown. He should have had like another big touchdown. Jimmy G overthrown. You piece of garbage.
Wide open. They showing daggone Jacoby Myers more love than the daggone Devontae Adams.
You know who he is? And then the Raiders, they bitch ass, they wouldn't trade him. He asked to be traded. He's like, hey, there's something we can, you know what I'm saying? Early October, he went to the Raiders. Front office says, there any way we can make a deal to where we both win. Sell me, let me go to a good team, and you get some pretty good draft picks. They said no. He's what, 20? How old is he? 31, 29, 30, one of them three ages. He does not need to be in a rebuild. No. They fucked my boy.
He's 30.
30.
He turns 31 in December.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to play with Derek Carr. You shipped him up out of there. Now you got Jimmy G, and you got a bunch of, it's all bad for Devontae Adams. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, dog.
All right. That was your player, not even my player.
Hey, man, man, it's been a little give and take right there, man. Hey, man, you got to just do what you got to do with him. And the next guy that we got for the sell high, we got Mr. Gus Edwards. Mr. Gus Edwards.
Now, Gus had a hell of a day today, too, so you can sell him today, y'all. I just think that Gus, he's still in a committee. He's hot right now. You know, they have the Browns next week with the number one defense next week. So I don't see him going off next week. So sell him while he just had a big week, a big couple weeks straight. I would sell Gus Edwards immediately if I can. Because I don't think what he's doing is sustainable for the rest of the season. Throughout the rest of the season. So sell high on Gus Edwards.
Mm-hmm. Sell high on Gus Edwards, y'all.
I want to see what he did today.
Oh, he did. He got like 2 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, see, you need to sell high. Try to get up first for him. Ooh, Jackson Smith and Jigba had a game this week. 5 carries, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yes. If you can sell high on him this week.
All right.
This
guy, DeAndre Swift. I'm saying sell high on this guy because as of right now, first of all, today, he didn't do too well today. No, he did not. So as of right now, you also got to remember too, Mr. DeAndre Swift, as of today, based on how your scoring format is, he is close to wide receiver, or he's a top 5 running back up in fantasy. So with him being a top 5 running back, you might be able to, and I'm thinking about when you're trading him, think about this year and then also next year. So I'll give you one example. In one of my leagues, I'm being stingy. I trying to make sure I cornerstone the whole market of all the running backs. So I physically traded for DeAndre Swift.
I was about to say that.
Knowing good and well, I didn't have long-term thoughts for this guy. It's just to hold him on my team so nobody else who actually needs a running back can actually get him.
Really?
So, and who I gave up was Mr. Jalen Waddle and my first up in 25. And seeing that I think my team is going to be still good up in 25, that's like 1.10 to like 1.12.
So you traded a first and Jalen Waddle because you trying to be greedy and hoard the running back market. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting strategy. Interesting.
For the people that actually need running backs, we already know one person that's been talking a lot of junk. His team wasn't supposed to be as good as what it's supposed to be, and that is whatever his name is, Little Fist, Caesar, whatever he calls himself up in the league. He changed his name just like he be changing draws and stuff like that. So the dude be changing his name like every day. But he's one running back away. You got another one, Attack on Titan, who's one running back away. On top of that, you have another person that is Cash Money. He's one running back away. So
he just traded for Pacheco.
He just traded for Pacheco. Now, don't be shocked if you see me trade to like one of those three people. Because
I'm gonna call you out and give you props on it.
But you also know when if I can get a trade done, remember I gave up a 25 first.
Yeah.
But if I'm getting a 24, my goal is to get a 24 first back.
Mm-hmm.
So in my books, if I can get also one of the guys that I mentioned as like a buy low candidate and get off that $30 million contract, like what people didn't think that I didn't see that. A lot of people kept talking about, oh, well, they don't really see. He don't see how much money he has. Just like what we say all the time, Mr. K. Kemp. Man, we playing chess over here, y'all. Not chess.
Shit is chess. It ain't checkers.
Nope. But Mr. DeAndre Swift, sell high candidate. Sorry for us going up on that tangent, but I wanted to give y'all a little scoop of what I did on getting Mr. DeAndre Swift and how I'm going to sell him high. Sell high candidates, and that is Mr. Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard.
Okay, yeah, I'm selling. I wasn't high on Tony Pollard coming into the league into the season, and so I'm still not high on him. I felt the Cowboys, they missed Zeke. They should have went out and got Derrick Henry. That's what they get. They lost this week. Because y'all want to be cheap. So yeah, I'm selling high on Tony Pollard. He's on a franchise tag. Who knows what he's gonna be next year to Dallas Cowboys? I don't know what they're gonna do next year. I have no idea at the running back position. So I'm selling high on him. Sell him, say if you can get him, sell him. So what if you can get for Tony Pollard?
So this guy, tight end. I know y'all like, why the word am I gonna sell high on him? He just gonna perform for me. But
he balled out today.
Dalton Schultz, that's the reason why you gotta sell high on him. Because when it comes to playoff time, he's going up against Tennessee. And as of right now, Tennessee has, and these are just over the first 8 weeks. I'm gonna rattle them off to you real quick so y'all understand like how many points just the tight ends are getting whenever they're playing against Tennessee. 7 points, 12 points, 6 points, 6 points, 9 points, 10 points, and then another 10 points. And this is all up in a PPR format. So we are seeing right now that Tennessee locks down those tight ends. And then on top of that, he plays Tennessee in the wildcard round. And also up on top of that, he plays them in the championship round. So you got to do what you got to do. And in the divisional round, he goes up against one of the toughest opponents, and that is the Cleveland Browns, and who are stingy to when it comes to giving up tight ends. So do what you can. Sell high on Mr. Dalton Schultz. Maybe, I'm just saying maybe, this might be swinging for the fence. Maybe you can get like a guy like a Luke Musgrave. And this is future. This is like future now and future, and then just now in the present. So you got also you want to think about the future because we are talking about dynasty, but also in redraft, maybe you can go after a guy like. Now I doubt they're gonna give this player up, but maybe you can get like a TJ Hawkinson. Maybe you can throw some nuggets in there saying, "Hey, look what my guy just did. Give him like a second, man. Just try to sweet talk him, saying, hey, man, Joshua Dobbs is in there. You don't know what he's gonna do. Yeah, I know he done got him like about 13 points this week, but you gotta be a salesman, man. You gotta be a salesman. You gotta show and tell them why that they need to. Hey, Tyler Boyd trying to do his thing right now, but you gotta sell him off. You gotta sell him off. Sell them off to the pawn shop, but get as much as you can for in capital up in return. That's why I said Luke Musgrave, because he is a rookie this year, but he has a bright future down the road. So don't forget, we also want to thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to give us Apple Podcasts, Spotify, give us a 5-star rating.
Every year podcast.
Every little podcast is giving 5 stars. We are thanking everybody for listening to us. 5-star ratings. Any last words?
As always, thank you for coming. Thank you guys for joining. We know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate y'all. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Feedback is a gift. Good or bad, just give us 5 stars.
5 stars. Also, when you on this channel, We also got to thank Cerberus Fantasy Sports for daggone power, letting us power this thing off.
We do.
Because
Appreciate
with
you.
them, we understand their motto is we zag when daggone others zig. We zig and zagging, man. So thank y'all. But you said the whole thing about love, not hating, all that. Go and say that thing.
I forgot about that. Please, yes, spread love, not hate. Yes, spread love, not hate. Yes,
spread love, not hate, y'all. All right. Hey, man, you ain't gonna cut that TV off up in the background?
You can hear that in the background?
Hell yes. You watching the game, dog.
Now, you told me that I can change the audio, but
go to your settings.
It says reduce mic background noise, but it's still, I guess you can still hear it then.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it might actually do it up on the back end. I don't know.
I guess if you can hear it, I mean, because I used to have it on all the time, and well, since you told me to turn it on, I guess maybe the past 2-3 weeks, I guess we good. He ain't never said nothing, so I kept it on. But it's checked, so you tell me you can hear it then. All right, yeah, I'll cut it down. It went off?
Yep, it went off again.
Shit. I'll cut it down. Hold on.
All right, just so you know, if my headset go out, just daggone keep talking. Nah, but let's go. Let me just want to do that over again. It didn't sound too good.
You've been recording, so
I know that's the funny thing about it, man. Like, this is what I be telling man, the daggone editor, man. We need bloopers at the end.
We do. I like it.
Man, don't be saying that, man. I got him on my fantasy team, dog. I'm trying, and then your boy over
here
squeaking.
Yeah, I'm starting now. I mean, he had a catch. I mean, he's got 9 catches.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Hey, I'm doing good, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Your boy was sweating up in this league.
The team.
Up in the power league, dog. I'm over here sweating.
Oh, for real? Wow. Who you playing?
Oh, I only got 8 people playing, dog. I ain't got no kicker.
Why you gonna get one? You couldn't draw nobody?
No.
So you rolled the dice today, but you only got like one loss, 2 losses, though. Let me see who you playing.
I only had 1 loss, but
you are. I'm coming. And he showed up today, and his team is garbage.
He had 2 guys. 2 guys dropped 90 points on me.
Yeah, see, so and he only have all his team. That's why you did what you did. Yep. He only really playing 2 players. CJ Stroud put up 68 points. He got somebody from San Fran on the bye, Javonte Williams on the bye, and a kicker to put up 0. Kicker is a free agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got one. Who he had left to play? He has
nobody else.
Oh, you won. He's a kicker. Oh, you won. You good. But the fact that the people are almost yeah.
That's crazy. Almost beat me. Oh, just so you know, editor, edit that out. Send it to the end towards like the bloopers, because when we talk about the fantasy and everything like that, they're gonna put that back to me. People ain't want to hear that.
Did they not? I thought we talking about that. I thought we talking about that. My bad.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.